Heinemann Publishers presents a dramatic reading of The Manila Envelope, the new thriller from Gail Wesley-Snipes. As read by the author. She sat there, an erotic buboes. How long had it been? A month? No, a year. She shifted herself in the ornate sedan chair as he fancied his way into the modest apartment. "You've changed," he spat. "You haven't changed one bit," she replied with a quiver. They fought for an hour, then made desperate love for an hour, underneath the ivory balustrade. Cold silk against hard neoprene. "You look quite the Hottentot today," raked Virgil in his inimitably Brazilian way. "Well, I should certainly say so myself," said Maria as she thrust the bananas into his moist sulphur hands. "Interesting, is it not?" Virgil asked at a side glance. "I'm sure I haven't the foggiest," she mentioned, all the while concealing a quiver. "I mean the weather," he laughed, trying to further proceedings somewhat. But she knew what he meant. Oh yes, she knew all too well. It was cold that week, but not half as cold as it perhaps should have been. The rest of the conversation had to be left unsaid, she thought, as she turned her heel and made her way back towards the bouncy castle. She tried to ignore the small pellets being fired at her chin, but it was no use. If only they'd stop that racket, she thought, all a-quiver. But no matter how she tried to weigh the basket, it all came out the same. The beams were sumptuous, and that only made Maria's decision harder. One road of even ground and inviting loam, the other bestrewn with thorns and uncareful catches. But nevertheless, she was a woman. She was her own woman, and she had to make up her mind. Almost as a matter of happenstance, there he was. She quivered. The lump of his shoulder, the stoop of his brow, the squeak of his orthopedic footwear, and in his hand that same manila envelope.